If you all thought the Braxton family drama was messy before, girl, hold on to your lace fronts, because things are about to get 10 times worse. Every time we think the situation couldn't possibly get any messier, something new comes along that leaves us completely shook. This time, the drama centers around Traci Braxton's husband and her son, and the word on the street is that things between them are not looking good. To give you an idea of just how bad it's gotten, rumors are swirling that Kevin Jr. allegedly stole from his father, and the two even ended up throwing hands over it. Phew, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's spill this tea. Ever since Traci's passing, things have been all over the place. Fans first started noticing cracks in the family dynamic when details about her will came out. To everyone's surprise, Traci left her son Kevin Jr. in charge of handling her estate. That decision caught a lot of people off guard, especially since the Braxtons have always seemed like such a close-knit family. Many assumed one of her sisters would take on that role, but Traci made a different choice. And ever since then, questions have been swirling and tensions have been rising. Asterisk, asterisk, I hereby direct my personal representative to pay all costs and expenses of my last illness and funeral expenses. It is my express wish that there be no last rites or memorial service of any sort by my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, Incorporated, or the Eastern Stars. This is not a representation of my lack of affection for my beloved organizations. However, I simply wish to move the matter along with the absolute least amount of suffering for those who love me. I hereby direct that I be cremated after my passing, and that my remains be distributed to my son, Kevin Surratt Jr., and my husband, Kevin Surratt Sr. I also hereby direct that all entities associated with my brand, image, name, rights, and likeness be managed by Clifton Jones. Clifton Jones shall be relieved of this duty upon the determination that Kevin Surratt Jr. is ready to assume full responsibility for the brand, image, name, rights, and likeness. This decision shall be made by my counsel, Antavius M. Weems. Asterisk, asterisk, it didn't take long for fans to start speculating that the reason Traci left everything to her son was because she didn't fully trust her husband. The rumors only grew stronger when Kevin went live and seemed to hint that there was some serious tension between him and his sisters-in-law.
The other thing is, I really want people to understand this part. To death did us part. Please understand that. Please do. Because some narratives will not include that in that situation, and I thank God that he gave us that. And like with me and my son, I'm doing everything I can to make sure he's good. See, we have a whole nother village, you know what I mean, that was always there for us. Whole nother village. And that village came and embraced us and helped us on many levels. When we found out about Traci having cancer December the 15th, 2020, at Georgetown Hospital, we had went through some stuff. Prior to that, we was in California, as they brought up. We was out there taping. Traci talked about she couldn't swallow. I immediately called the doctor. Thank God our doctor was always there for us. Thank you, Dr. C. And we set it up. I got back first, she got back, and we was in there, and they took care of us. And, worked it from there. I mean, I think I was in the rain at Fort Washington Hospital with Tony for about an hour while they did the procedure, because at that time, everybody couldn't come into the hospital. So I sat out in the car and pouring down rain, waited for that, and the doctor called me, and I was able to pull up to the front and go inside. He explained everything to me, and then we went to Georgetown Hospital, and from there, Traci didn't want to call anybody, and I made the calls because I told her that the family had to know.
But as everything started to unfold, it quickly became clear that the Braxton sisters were never exactly fans of Kevin, even when Traci was still alive. Their relationship wasn't as picture-perfect as it looked from the outside. In fact, they'd had their fair share of major disagreements over the years, and it turns out those issues ran a lot deeper than anyone realized. Traci and Kevin's marriage might have appeared solid to the public, but behind closed doors, there were definitely cracks in the foundation. Everything started to make a lot more sense once the details of Traci's will came to light, revealing just how complicated things really were between her and the rest of the family.
You just tell me what to do all the time.
That's not what I be
You
trying to do.
tell me what to do all the time.
I don't try to tell you what to do.
You tell
I
me to
basically
do
try
all the time.
You drinking too much.
I like my breakfast beer. You never spend any time with me. You always gone. You always want to hang around with the fellas all the time. You keep spending money that you're not even supposed to be spending. You never ask me, Tracy, let's go and let's think about buying something, but you just go ahead and you just take it upon yourself. Okay, I'm gonna spend this money, I guess, because this is what I want. You never discuss it with me.
Things got even messier when reports started surfacing about cheating rumors, along with some serious allegations that Kevin might have fathered a child outside his marriage to Traci. That definitely didn't help his reputation with the Braxton family. But what really pushed things over the edge were claims that Kevin didn't honor Traci's final wishes for a private funeral. Allegedly, he went against a request to keep the ceremony low-key, which only added more fuel to the fire. Honestly, it makes you wonder if Traci's decision to leave him out of certain aspects of her estate was less about bitterness and more about protecting her legacy. It's starting to look like she may not have trusted him as much as everyone thought, and her will could have been a reflection of that lack of trust, according to page 6. Traci did not want a funeral or a wake. She didn't want people looking all over her body. She specifically requested to be immediately cremated. There was a Zoom meeting that made her wishes clear. But now, her husband is being accused of trying to cash in on her name. Page 6 went on to report that Kevin held a viewing for Traci, but her famous sisters, Tamar, Trina, Tawanda, and Tony, along with their mother, Evelyn Braxton, chose not to attend. Their father, Michael Conrad Braxton, did show up, but sources claim he was initially turned away at the door for not being on the list. He was reportedly so upset that someone from the church, who recognized him, eventually let him in, but he had to sit in the 4th row. The insider added that Braxton's father wasn't even allowed to speak or say a few words about his daughter. However, Kevin denied these claims when speaking to page 6. He said, "My father-in-law and brother-in-law came in briefly." He also insisted that he invited Traci's sisters, but they chose not to show up. Kevin maintained that he did exactly what Traci wanted, saying, "I was with my wife more than anybody in this world. I know my wife. When she got cancer, we really started to communicate about funeral plans, and I was trying to find treatments for her. I went to every single one of her doctor's appointments throughout our entire marriage. That's how we were. And now they are treating me like a deadbeat husband." He also added that Traci wanted a viewing in one memorial service in conjunction with her management, PR, and other members to come together and celebrate her. At first, it seemed like only the Braxton sisters had beef with Kevin, but now it turns out there's tension between him and his own son, Kevin Jr., too. And from the looks of it, the root of their issues comes down to one thing: money. It's honestly wild that Kevin Sr. would be at odds with his son, especially considering everything the family has already been through. Kevin Jr. has been hit hard. He lost his mom, and that grief alone is enough to weigh heavily on anyone. On top of that, his parents' marriage fell apart, and now he's left dealing with the aftermath of all that loss. Let's not forget the added stress of legal issues involving the police and reports that Kevin Sr. has been struggling with his health due to seizures. With all that chaos, you'd think his son would be the one person he could lean on, right? You'd expect Kevin Sr. to be supporting Kevin Jr. through this difficult time, but it looks like the opposite is happening. Apparently, Kevin Sr. is holding a grudge against his own son, all because of Traci's will. When Traci passed, she left everything to Kevin Jr., not her husband, and that reportedly did not sit well with Kevin Sr. It's caused a serious rift between father and son, and from the looks of it, the tension over the inheritance is at the heart of it all.
Here because I came to take you to the courthouse to probate your mother's will.
There's still some issues between, I guess, how my father feels and how I feel.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I guess he feels like, I won't say blindsided, but it's not done the right way. So I think that's just hard for him to understand, like, why did she put everything in my hands? So I think that's the biggest thing that he has. It kind of hurts me. I feel like she was in her right mind. Do you feel as though she was okay at that time?
I visited your mother before she began to decline. And a lot of people don't know this, but your mother gave me permission to record her. And I did.
They recorded the whole conversation?
Every time. Maybe she believed that somebody was going to in some way challenge it. She knew exactly what she was doing.
The way Traci structured her made it crystal clear that she didn't trust Kevin Sr. very much. By leaving everything, every last penny, along with the rights to her name and image, to her son, Kevin Jr., she sent a powerful message about how she truly felt about her husband in the end. And as we've seen, Kevin Sr. didn't take that decision well. It's now obvious that Traci wasn't just protecting her estate. She was also putting a safeguard between Kevin Sr. and the things that mattered most to her. Unfortunately, the tension between father and son eventually exploded. Things escalated to the point where it got physical. In one shocking incident, Kevin Sr. was reportedly caught on a Ring doorbell camera attacking his own son. To make matters even more disturbing, he was allegedly heard accusing Kevin Jr. of being responsible for Traci's cancer. It's beyond heartbreaking that things got this ugly. The tension over Traci's inheritance and her final wishes has spiraled into something far darker than anyone ever expected.
You told me no when I asked you if let to live in our house. You know what? You said no though. But you said no. You told me no. You told me no. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie to you. Who am I? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It was before your mother's cancer. Before my wife's cancer.
While how he managed to fall out not just with his sisters-in-law, but with his own son, all because of money. Fans didn't hold back either, leaving comments like, "That video of Kevin Sr. yelling at Kevin Jr. and telling him he caused Traci Braxton's cancer? Yeah, that man is evil." And like I told you before, Traci knew exactly what she was doing when she left everything to her son and not to that awful husband. If Traci left everything, including the role of executor, to her son instead of her husband, and even asked to be recorded every time she met with her attorney, that tells me everything I need to know about her marriage. And this is his son. It's honestly so sad. Traci made the right choice by not giving her husband access to her money. I honestly feel so bad for Kevin Jr. He's been through so much. But you'll let me know how you feel about this whole situation in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the next video. Music.